Number 13. Heroes Square and the Millennium Monument. Heroes Square in Budapest is probably the most famous and impressive square in the Hungarian capital, flanked by two monumental museums. Heroes Square in Budapest can be recognized from afar, as the Millennium Monument is enthroned in the middle of the square, surrounded by the imposing double arches of the colonnade. Right next to the square is the subway station M1, which is the oldest subway line in Europe, which is also on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The central eye-catcher on Heroes Square in Pest is the Millennium Monument. The 33-meter high column is topped by the statue of Archangel Gabriel. The Millennium Monument is flanked on the right and left by the monumental rows of columns of the colonnade. Between the richly decorated columns, statues commemorate significant figures of Hungarian history from its beginning to the 19th century. On the right and left side of the Hero Square are two neoclassical museum buildings that look like ancient Greek temples, the Museum of Fine Arts and the Art Gallery. Number 12. City Park and the Dracula Castle copy. City Park is the oldest facility of its kind in Europe that was open to the public. Great for a walk or cycling, with many attractions nearby, like the air balloon that goes 100 meters high with an impressive view of Budapest. The Badahunyán Castle is located inside the park. The castle was built in 1896. It's the home of several festivals, concerts, and exhibitions of the Hungarian Agricultural Museum. It's a copy of the Corvin Castle in Romania that inspired the Dracula story. It was built in 1896 as part of the Millennium Exhibition, which celebrated the 1000 years of Hungary. As the castle contains parts of buildings from various time periods, it displays different architectural styles: Romanesque, Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque. Originally, it was made for cardboard and wood, but it became so popular that it was rebuilt from stone and brick between 1904 and 1908. Today, it houses the Museum of Hungarian Agriculture, the biggest agricultural museum in Europe. The statue of the chronicler Anonymous is also displayed in the castle court. Anonymous lived in the 12th century. His true identity is unknown, but he was a notary of Bela III of Hungary, who wrote the chronicle Gesta Hungarorum, the deeds of the Hungarians. Inside the castle we can find Jaki Chapel. This chapel was built later than the castle itself. It is a copy of the 13th century Abbey Church in Jak in western Hungary. Number 11. St. Margareta's Island. Budapest's green oasis is the Margaret Island. The history of Margaret Island is really interesting and unique. It used to be called Rabbit Island in the Middle Ages, and it was a royal hunting reserve. Nowadays, the island is a public park, connected to the city by Margaret Bridge. It's a popular place for Budapest locals to spend the afternoon relaxing, doing sports, or simply walking around. Margaret Island has also its own baths, Palatinus Strand. Not only there are thermal pools, but also adventure pools, water slides, and a famous wave pool. Number 10. Tropicarium Oceanarium. The idea of the Tropicarium is associated with a Hungarian businessman living in Sweden. He and his family developed and implemented the unique content that Tropicarium represented in 1990 in Kolmar and in 2000 in Budapest. The zoo shows the freshwater fish world, including domestic fauna, the world of the tropics, and the incredible species richness of the seas. Hundreds of animal species can be admired in 8 halls, with exceptional facilities such as rare carousels and tropical rain. Tropicarium is one of the largest marine aquariums in Central Europe. Opened its doors on May 26, 2000, at the Campona Shopping Center. Hundreds of tons of concrete and iron were installed, and filtration and purification equipment in the IT systems with special state-of-the-art technology were provided to ensure trouble-free operation. Residents of the zoo include sharks, alligators, exotic reptiles and amphibians, little monkeys, birds, and thousands of colorful fish species. In the 12-meter visual tunnel under the shark aquarium, the visitors can admire the sand tiger and brown reef shark at their fingertips. In the rainforest above the alligators, tropical rain rains every quarter of an hour. There are many ticket prices, including family packages. Number 9. Budapest Zoo and Botanical Garden. The Budapest Zoo is one of the oldest in the world. It has over 1,000 animal species and it's located within the city park of Budapest, in the center of the city, which is quite unusual for a zoo. The zoo opened its doors on 9th of August 1866. The park has over 1 million visitors every year. The area is a nature reserve and has some valuable Art Nouveau buildings designed by a famous architect. The most special animals that are presented in the zoo are the Komodo dragon and from December 2011 a wombat. The zoo is located in the city center and can be reached by Line 1 of the Budapest Metro. Official city card owners get a 25% discount for a single ticket in the zoo. There are also many family ticket packages. Number 8. Budapest Central Market Hall. The Great Market Hall or Central Market Hall is the largest and oldest indoor market in Budapest. The idea of building such a large market hall arose for the first mayor of Budapest. You can get all sorts of goods on the 3 floors of the Great Market Hall of Budapest. Fruits, vegetables, dairy products, fantastic salamis, pickles, fresh fish, Hungarian paprika, wines, various souvenirs, bags, clothes, pans and pots, and even home-style meals or Hungarian snacks. The market opens Monday through Saturday at 6, but closes on Monday at 5, Tuesday through Friday at 6 p.m. and 3 p.m. on Saturday. Number 7. Children's Railway and Normafa Park. Children's Railway Budapest is one of the Budapest's most unique attractions. Like any other railway, it has ticket office, diesel locomotives, signal switches and timetable. Unlike any other railway, though, this one is run by children. In 1947, the Hungarian State Railway Company decided that the railway operated by children would be built. There's also a museum at the main station displays some items of the communistic period. At the train stops, you can go to other places like the Normafa Park. A very popular destination there is the Lookout Tower of Elizabeth. The most famous visitor to this location was Queen Elizabeth of Hungary, who came to the capital highest point several times in 1842. You can also climb up the tower and see the impressive view of Budapest. Number 6. The Széchenyi Baths and Spa. Welcoming visitors for over a century, a swim in the healing thermal waters of Széchenyi Baths is one of the best things to do in Budapest. The baths are one of Budapest's most popular attractions. Built in 1913, over-healing hot springs feeding 18 separate pools, 3 outdoor and 15 indoor, and a range of other wellness features including steam rooms and saunas. The bath, located in the city park, was built in neo-Baroque style, to the design of a famous architect. Construction began in 1909 and was completed in 1927. Number 5. Gellert Hill Thermal Bath and the Church in the Cave. On the Buda side of Budapest Danube bank, Gellert Hill rises to 235 meters, with the Statue of Liberty at its top. This landmark, which is the major part of the Budapest cityscape, has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1987. Gellert Spa is one of the most famous thermal spa baths in Europe and one of the leading natural hot spring spa baths in Budapest. It's open from Monday to Sunday, 9 until 7. The bath complex was built between 1912 and 1918 in Art Nouveau style. It was damaged during the World War II, but then rebuilt. The Gellert baths have been used for a filming location for many projects. Gellert Spa is famous for its main hall, with gallery and glass roof, built in Art Nouveau style. The current bath complex and hotel was opened in 1918 and was expanded in 1927 and 1934 with an artificial wave pool and with a bubble bath. The complex also includes saunas and plunge pools and an open-air swimming pool which can create artificial waves every 30 minutes. A Finnish sauna and cold pool is also enclosed within the complex. Massage services are available too. Gellert baths also offer a range of medical services. Towels and swimsuits may be bought inside the spa. On holidays and weekends, the entrance fee is higher than the work days. The prices for the tickets are about 5,000 Hungarian forints. On the base of Gellert Hill, you can also find a church inside a cave, in fact inside a system of underground tunnels. The cave church has been a replica of the Black Madonna in Poland. Number 4. Buda's Castle. Buda Castle is the historical castle and palace complex of the Hungarian kings in Budapest. It was first completed in 2065. The complex was referred as the Royal Palace or the Royal Castle. The castle now houses the Hungarian National Gallery and the Budapest Historical Museum. Buda Castle sits in the southern tip of the Castle Hill, surrounded by the touristic area known as Castle Quarter, which is famous for its medieval Baroque and neoclassical houses, churches, public buildings and monuments. The hill is linked to the Clark Adams Square. The castle is a part of the Budapest World Heritage Site. It was declared in 1987. The original royal palace was ruined during World War II. It was rebuilt in a simplified Baroque style during the Kadar era. The Budapest History Museum is located in the southern wing of the Buda Castle, in Building E, over 4 floors. It presents the history of the Budapest from its beginning until the modern era. The Hungarian National Gallery is located in Building A, B, C, and D. The museum presents the history of Hungarian art from the 11th century until the present. During the Ottoman era, the extensive cave system was utilized by the hunters to store tigers and Hungarian mountain bears. Opening hours. The gardens and the courtyards of the Buda Castle are opened every day, 24 hours a day. Very often, festivals take place in those spaces. Therefore, it's required to have a ticket in order to enter. The palace can be visited according to the gallery and museum opening times. The National Gallery opens from Tuesday to Sunday from 10 to 6. The History Museum is opened every day except on Mondays. During autumn and winter, the palace closes at 4 rather than 6. Number 3. Hungarian National Museum. The Hungarian National Museum was founded in 1802 and is the national museum for the history, art and archaeology of Hungary, including areas not within Hungary's modern borders, such as Transylvania. It's not to be confused with a collection of international art in the Hungarian National Gallery. The Hungarian National Museum has 7 permanent displays. The general history of Hungary is covered in 2 sections, the archaeology from prehistory to the Avar period ending in 804 AD, and the history from 804 to modern times in the first floor. This display covers topics such as the age of Arpads, the long Turkish occupation, Transylvania, and a royal Hungary. More modern history covered begins with the Rákóczi War of Independence, showing different sections of this military era. The ground floor permanent exhibition is focused on the medieval and early modern stone inscription and carvings. This exhibit looks at various stone relics and the carvings that have been made into them. The majority of the items in this collection were discovered during the 1960s and 70s, since they looked for more relics post-World War II. The final permanent exhibit is placed in the basement of the museum. This is the Roman lapidary exhibit, which is a collection of ancient Roman stone inscription and carvings. Opening hours are every day from 10 to 6 except Monday. The full price ticket costs about 3,000 Hungarian florins. There are more options available like the family ticket and reduced tickets. You can find more info at their website. Number 2. The Hungarian Parliament Building. The Hungarian Parliament Building, which translates to the House of the Country or the House of the Nation, Also known as the Parliament of Budapest after its location, it's the seat of the National Assembly of Hungary, a notable landmark of Hungary and a popular tourist destination in Budapest. It's situated in Kossuth Square in the west side of the city. The Parliament building is built in the Gothic Revival style. The Parliament is accessible with Line 2 of the Budapest Metro and with Line 2 of the tram. At the east front of the building is the memorial to the 1956 Hungarian Revolution. The Parliament building is open every day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's a 45-minute guided tour available starting at the visitor center. The full price ticket is about 5,000 Hungarian florins. There are many options available, you can see them at their website. Nearby is the famous shoes on the Danube bank. The composition gives remembrance to the 3,500 people who were shot in the Danube during the time of the Arrow Cross terror. Number 1. Fisherman's Bastion and the Matthias Church. The Fisherman's Bastion is one of the best-known monuments in Budapest, located near the Buda Castle, in the first district of Budapest. It's one of the most important tourist attractions due to the unique panorama of Budapest from the neo-Romanesque lookout terraces. The Fisherman's Bastion main facade, parallel to the Danube, is approximately 140 meters long. The original walls were built in the 17th century, forming part of the walls of a castle. Several historians say that in the Middle Ages this part of the castle walls were protected by the Guild of the Fishermen, who lived under the walls in the so-called Fish Town or Water Town. The current structure was built between 1895 and 1902, in neo-Romanesque style, by a famous architect, who was also responsible for the restoration of the Matthias Church. Since 1987, it has been one of the Budapest World Heritage Sites as part of the Buda Castle district. The Church of the Assumption, more commonly known as the Matthias Church, is located in the Holy Trinity Square. According to the historians, a church called Church of Mary stood to the side of the current building. The current Roman Catholic Church was founded by King Bela IV after the Mongolian invaders left Hungary and it was in complete ruins. King Bela IV decided to move the royal residence to the Buda Hills. In the early 19th century, the church was finally restored in a neo-Gothic style. The Fisherman's Bastion is always open. There are tickets costing 1,000 Hungarian florins to go up to the tower, but at night the admission is free. There are also tickets to go inside the church costing 2,500 Hungarian florins and up the tower to 2,900 Hungarian florins. There are other options of tickets in their website.